the YouTube. It's Friday night at 11 p.m. and you have nothing better to do than to watch us on the internet. So, because you are here showing us some love, we are going to give you the first ever, the public, the unmasking of the enigma of Instagram. It is Mr. Bones Bricks. Say hi, like a proper public.
Hola, amigos!
Mr. Bones, thank you for coming on. You want to get
where are you on?
Who you are?
Zany, solamente en español, por favor.
I have not spoken Spanish since I lived in San Diego.
Je ne parle pas?
Oh, no. Je ne parle pas français.
No, speak that.
Okay, so,
Okay,
Mr. Bones Bricks, thank you for coming on. Let people know who you are, just for the few people that might not know who you are. You're obviously not
for the two people that are out there that are watching this.
We have one person. One person right now.
Hey, thank God. Patrick's here then. Okay, hey,
yep,
Patrick.
Patrick's here. See, Patrick, we're really not the same person.
See Patrick run?
Yeah, that was a fun shtick for the week. So, I'm an AFOL, obviously, for BA and for No More Bricks. I'm not Asian. I'm not Hispanic. I'm in the Midwest. I like playing with Legos. First set was Galaxy Explorer back in '78, and I had Lego. Pretty much that was what I got. Besides guns and Legos for every birthday, and had fun with it. Had fun with it until I got to high school and started playing sports, and kept it in a probably a 20-liter container. And took it to college with me, get it out maybe once or twice, mess around with it, occasionally on clearance. And then got married, had kids. As soon as my oldest son was able to play with Lego, it's kind of an excuse to go into Toys R Us and look around, and bought some of the adventure sets, and Star Wars got me back hooked into it. Bought a lot of sets for him, but I always bought stuff on clearance whenever I could find it. KB Toys was awesome. And then Walmart, started figuring out the Walmart issues and when they would put their stuff on clearance, and then just kept buying sets, and small boneyard, and I have every set I've ever had, ever owned. So
it's impressive. It must have been a while, because I remember going to KB Toys in like the early 2000s, probably during their closeout when they shut down all the stores. And
yeah, do you remember the sets, the Star Wars sets where they had the Stormtroopers and Luke Skywalkers? And
I do not, because I was not drawn to those at the time. However, what I did do is I bought up all of the Mindstorm when they were on clearance for like $5 or $4.
Yeah.
I bought like the Mindstorm R2-D2, the Mindstorm Imperial Walker, all of the custom Mindstorm Star Wars and booster packs. They didn't have the robotic invention set, but I bought all those and I never even opened them. They sat in some closet, and years went by. I moved to Italy. I came back. They were in storage, whatever. I found them. Then I went and bought the current one at the time, the RCX2 robotic invention set, and that one was awesome. And then all the parts from all the other ones, they worked with it. So that sort of got me into this quasi-Lego robotics, just because I'm a geek. So I liked doing Lego robotic sets, and I got like the NSX sets, and I kept all of those through before I got back into Lego. I guess I always viewed them as something separate. But yeah, KB Toys was awesome because they had all those Lego sets on clearance when they shut out, and I wish I would have gone back in time and I could be an AFOL back then instead of just someone picking up a couple of robotic sets for like a couple bucks each.
Yeah, I was collecting Disney movies back then because I thought they were going away, and it would have been cool to get all the sets that were going out for KB at that time.
Yeah, they had awesome stuff.
Yeah, and cheap. I mean, when they went out, and they had them everywhere. That was the nice thing about it.
Yeah, they did. I was in San Diego at the time, and they had them. All the malls had a KB Toys, and I remember going to each one and just picking up what I wanted. It's like they'll have, I think the R2-D2 robotics set, I bought like 3 of them too, because they were $3 each, and they still have the clearance price tag on them for $3 from KB Toys.
Wow.
Wow.
The entire large R2-D2. I parted one of them out already because I wanted to play with the Scout motor in it. But it's an awesome set for $3. I wish I could go back in time. Is that sort of thing? Those deals to be had.
Well, I can say the official one. Big B. You know, it's not definite whether he's actually Big B or not. He's dressed as an ass clown currently, so.
That is a good point.
So.
Yeah.
Big B decided he's like one of those kids. It's like if you give a kid a noisy toy at Christmas, he'll wear himself out with it, and it might just be one day. But Big B, you never know if it's just going to be one day or if he's going to think this is cute for months and months, and he's going to.
This is definitely the new thing.
Yeah, that's I don't know.
He looks like he's in The Sims, and I can't tell you, there's not one video game I hate more than The Sims.
That's outstanding, Mr. Bones. I think we.
Let me switch to a more natural face.
I think we are kindred spirits in our hatred for such thing. I understand that Kellen loves them, and that's great. But
I had to watch CKB's Bricks On Bricks Off on a delay since I was actually busy a little bit this afternoon. But the hamburger, it was I couldn't figure out what was going on at first. I was like, it was old. I mean, it got old. Nothing against you, Big B, but.
All right.
Kellen, the Sims are just fine. Your thing with that, it's great. I'm just saying, personally, for me, that has zero interest for me, and probably the same with Mr. Bones there. Just zero interest. Just can't see what would be, why you would want to do that. Or play that, why that would be fun, I guess. That's me, at least. But it's cool that you do. Obviously, they sell a shit ton of those. You are one of many.
So Big B, when you and I kind of briefly talked about this show, because when you left the Saturday night stream, there was kind of that devoid of AFOLs. So is this the stream you had in mind? Because I thought you were going to talk about more of a seller option when you were doing it.
Yeah,
but I know you always don't want to be the capitalist, pig that you are. But at my heart, I am a true capitalist. It's probably the extra conservative. As Zany's more social, I am a more of a conservative person. So I'm interested more in the seller's point of view.
Did Bot put you up to this?
You know what? I don't mind this at all. I like the fact that you're conservative because I'm actually extremely fiscally conservative and socially liberal. So, just saying.
I'm more of a fiscal / defensive conservative. I do have a fairly liberal heart, or I'm more of a libertarian. I don't. And I
own a lot of guns.
Affect me, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm prior military, and I own a whole lot of guns and firearms.
Yeah.
But that's just because I like to play with them, not because I think the world's going to end and we're going to fall into an apocalypse.
It is, though. It is. I know it's coming. I planned it.
Yeah, I got a really big kick out of those. What was that? Those shows, the old time, the Doomsday Prepper things.
Yeah, the Doomsday Preppers.
It cracks me up. It's like, you know what? Have guns, have fun, shoot, teach your kids the right way to do it, and be done with it.
You know what? I live in North Carolina, and Johnston County is right next to me. And Johnston County is where a lot of both the preppers love to live, and more importantly, the Moonshine Show. That's filmed out of Johnston County. That's
got to be the fakest damn show I've ever seen.
But I have had some awesome moonshine in the past couple weeks from the guys out there, and I've had a couple different baby showers thrown for us down here that were co-ed, so men went to them too. So all of them.
But those guys aren't on the show. Those are actually real hillbillies. We got them down in Kentucky when I go down there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Good.
I used to go climbing down in Kentucky and Tennessee, and I would get the best stuff from down there until I met the right people with the right connections to the Johnston County guys.
Yeah.
It's like a night and day difference. The stuff will be 40 proof, and it will taste like a apple pie Irish whiskey with 40 proof that you can't even taste a bite on the stuff. It's
they've got that the iced tea flavored shine right now that you can even buy in the liquor stores.
Well, yeah, but this stuff is different.
Yeah,
than
but that's not good
buying the
shine.
liquor store.
Yeah, this stuff will. I mean, it'll tear you up. I mean, it's great. It's smooth, but man, you take a couple too many and you ain't getting up off the couch. But so Zany, did you climb down in Red River Gorge?
I actually did climb down in Red River Gorge. And actually, I know a comic book artist that owns a small piece of property there that he inherited from another comic book artist who passed away. That it has a small cabin there and an outhouse. And I have stayed at that outhouse many times. And I say I stayed at the outhouse because, for whatever reason, whenever I went and visited him, I would always get very sick. And, yeah.
You're probably eating too much poke down there. Zeneca's down in West Virginia. Zeneca's good to climb too, but
I used to go to New River Gorge. It was like the go-to back here. You would always go to the New. Yeah, you would go to the New and you'd do that. I did the base jumping on River Day one year, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I base jumped off the bridge. But the bridge is higher than like what you even jump out of a plane at in the military, so it's not that big of a deal to base jump off of it, to be honest. And you have a river flowing under you. It's not impressive.
Okay, Big B, you gonna get us back on topic?
Yeah.
About Lego? Yeah. You want me to get us back on topic?
Turn that shit off.
Yeah.
Shit off and just actually engage.
Ask for the seller streams. This is evil seller Big B. You wanted
this shit. Nobody sees you that way. The only people that see you that way are 40-year-old kids that complain on Instagram. Quit with the victim routine. Take off the mask.
You know, he's got his biggest fan out there. He's got Pumpkin Bricks. He probably did it for Pumpkin. From Senor Calabeza.
Oh, yeah. So yeah.
Man, the amount of days that I went down to Tijuana when I was recovering from an accident in the military and I was in a wheelchair for a little bit, and I would go down across the border from San Diego to Tijuana, and the fixers that would come and get you and give you anything you want. You remind me of one of those fixers, Mr. Bones. That's, I think, what you're. You reminded me of a fixer named Alfonso Alonso. Right across the border.
You're down to the dog track down in Ensenada?
Oh, fuck no. I got Biddy, one of my actual greyhounds that I rescued, which I pulled out from their kill pen in the middle of the night in a black van. Well, it wasn't as impressive as it sounds, but it was in the middle of the night in a black van that I picked her up there. They were gonna put her down, but I got her, and we got her intestines cut up and all fixed, and she's like 13 now, and I got her when she was 2, and she was a champion racer down there at the track, and then so yes, I'm aware of them, but I would never attend them because, unlike you, I'm a very dog racing makes my stomach churn. The very thought of it.
Yeah, it's not my favorite thing to watch. So.
Let's go. Let's hear it. Go.
What is your favorite thing to watch? I also grew up in San Diego, and I ended up marrying a woman who worked
strippers. Strippers are my favorite thing to watch.
I've never married a stripper, but one that worked at the track as a trainer there in San Diego at Del Mar.
I like horse racing a lot. You know, Kentucky Derby's just a little bit south of me. So I was big into that a couple years ago. Me and a buddy of mine bet a lot of races and had a lot of fun. So I like basketball a lot, but I don't know. I like just about anything. I like sci-fi stuff. You know.
Basketball is big around here. They have all that Duke and UNC and bullshit with college Final Four crap around here, and everyone has pools, and I'm just like,
because you guys you guys created an entire system of being able to not take classes just so you could play sports, and ran it for like 25 years and finally got caught, and
it seems to be
now they're upset or because they're going to close down all the colleges because they won't let people who identified by themselves doing their own thing, which is cool.
You know what? I was looking into moving back to California recently, just this past week, and also alternatively moving to Colorado instead. We do have some subsidiaries that we own in Colorado that I can operate out of that state remotely. So I've been thinking about those two.
I moved to Colorado.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I know why you're moving to Colorado.
No, not even that. Even before, I mean, when I went into the military, my two choices at the time, like I wanted to get away from what I was doing, but my two choices were go to a scholarship to the NCSA at UC Boulder, National Center for Supercomputing Applications, do that whole thing at UC Boulder in Colorado, and I loved Colorado, man. That was a huge draw, but my stupid ass went into the military instead.
Well, that's very noble of you.
No, it's really stupid of me. If you are out there and you have a choice between college or the military, don't be an idiot. Go to college.
Study hard. Study really fucking hard.
The grass is never greener. That is the most important thing they can ever tell you. Let me just tell you right now, and this applies to everything in your life. The grass, it may be greener, it may look really great, and it may fool you for a while. The grass in the end is never greener.
Yeah. Because at college, you don't get fucking shot at.
It depends which college you go to.
Well, that's why Johnny's got to study hard, right?
Well, there is Virginia Tech. I mean, if you really want to.
Too soon, even for me.
So, Big D, what are the comments saying?
So
people that are actually enjoying the face more than Zany and Spirit hate it. So
look at that. So in Aussie Glow Zone, it is the Glow Zone, but next week it will be the Super Glow Zone. I have some high power UV or black lights on order that will come in front here and wash out all this monitor light that's lighting me up right now, and I will be full glowing. So there you go, Aussie. I have completely jumped the shark.
Yeah. You should do it like a glowing Fonzie jumping a VW.
You had to bring up the VW, BW.
Helen!
It's already here trying to start shit. I just wanted to show that we're more mature than that. We don't have to.
Look at this.
We don't have to go there for laughs.
Wait, hold on. You guys are talking about that VW shit. Look at the chat right now. Kellen is in a tent. It's about 40 degrees. Her hand is frozen, but she's dedicated to chatting on that other Lego show tonight. That is outstanding. See, that's how much people love you.
I said it during the Saturday stream, live from Philly Breakfast. I'll say it tonight. We love you, Kellen!
That is outstanding. You know, I don't do any of that fancy camping stuff when I go camping, but that fancy technology stuff sure is fancy these days.
Also doing that fancy technology camping. So
yeah, I don't do anything like that. But it's really cool these days that you can. I have this cool speaker that responds to what I want it to play, and I can just tell it to play whatever, and it plays it. It doesn't matter what it is. It just plays it, and it fills the room with. It's a great speaker. I love that shit. But so I don't want technology other than stuff like that. That's the only technology I want.
What drives your builds, Bones?
My builds?
Yeah.
I don't know. I build what I mean, you know, it's like stupid shit like this.
I like the cleanliness of your builds. I love the fact that you're very tight about your photography. You're very tight about your lines and your builds, and you don't have anything offset at all. You have everything exactly how it's supposed to be. You have extremely clean builds. Even when they're not so clean, they're still extremely clean in overall implementation.
I try.
Yeah. You can tell.
Most of my builds, I build about 20 minutes. I don't have a lot of time, unfortunately. Time's always my enemy. But something like this, I just build vignettes. I build them quick. But this is my office. If you guys can see, I got the wood paneling.
Outstanding. I've sat in many of those project site offices in my life that have, yeah, wow.
Yep.
Did you get your plumbing
down and dirty
fixed with that
1970s.
stuck main?
Nice. Oh, wow.
I don't know. I like to build what I play with. So a lot of the stuff I play with is what I build. I know Zany like this, and he's probably going to give me a bunch of crap about not building one that's got power functions on it.
Oh no, just it's functional, right?
Yeah, this one's functional. You just gotta. I can make it more functional. You just gotta take out one little piece right here, which kind of a pain in the ass, but
Yeah,
it'll actually go up and down.
Yeah, no, at scale, something like that, just there's no worth in motorizing something like that. That's just not appropriate.
To motorize something like this, it would have to actually be. I would have to make like an elevator lift, something you'd be using for like industrial, lifting of drywall or brick or something like that.
Well, what you could do is there would be an easy way for you to do it entirely in the base, actually, but you would make those two pegs at the end variable in width apart.
Right.
So you would just attach a motor to basically crank them apart and together, and it could technically work, but.
And don't forget to put the two long rubber link arms on there so the guy doesn't come crashing down when it malfunctions.
What?
Safety always safety devices.
They're plastic.
I was surprised everybody was talking about the damn hard hat. It's like, really? It's Lego. And they're worried about hard hats and stuff like that. So
you were probably talking to Ocean Brickfire, weren't you?
I think he was one of them that brought it up. Somebody else brought it up too. It's like, it's Lego. But I can tell you this, I haven't been on those for the last 20 years or so. I hardly ever wear a hard hat when I'm on there. And, of course, probably should because of OSHA, but regardless.
Yeah.
But, kind of right now, I'm doing the Hoosier Bricker. It's kind of a play on Hoosier, if anybody's not figured that out yet. But this is just the bar, and it's just kind of where I mess around. It's where the sig figs, when they show up or when I get around to making them. I'm not a big sig fig requester. Honestly, most of the time I have the pieces, I just haven't got around to messing with them. And like Zany's, I finally figured out, and he has a Player One Taurus. I think he rubbed it off, but I went ahead and just took it off, and it's small stuff like that. I don't really get hung up on whether the sig fig's correct or not. I mean, it's 99.9% of the time that what I do on Instagram is for me, and if anybody else likes it, it's great. I appreciate all the comments. I'm always surprised. Like I said, I'm really surprised you guys even wanted to talk to me. It's not like there's 1,000 other builders that are better than I am. I mean, there's a ton of them that are better than I am. So
a lot of those builders do not. So I don't know. It's a specific type of builder, I think, that I look for, and it's the level of detail that you build at. I think that's what differentiates a lot of the city builders, at least.
You build on the inside.
Yeah.
That's your building.
Yeah, you have a lot of builders that don't do that.
I'm just saying that's your style.
Spend too much time doing that.
That's your style.
Yeah. And I'm very anal retentive when I build. Like, I had a good portion of a block done, and something Zany told me or was talking about was depth in the city, so different levels. And I looked at it and I'm like, this is not realistic because it's all one level. And so I pretty much I let my daughter destroy it, and she had a blast destroying it. And I'd spent months. I had finished out buildings and stuff like that, but it just wasn't right. So, and then I probably shouldn't have done it. I probably should have just done it another way. But when it's not right, it bugs the hell out of me. So I'll tear it out, and I have no qualms about it. So.
Yeah, I've contemplated a couple times ripping up my entire city and doing the original plan that I had for it, like design-wise, to do it elevated 15 bricks on top of the table, just to be able to do proper subfloors and proper grading and elevation around the city. It feels so flat normally. I want a graded city. I want graded terrain that's natural, not just flat terrain. So
right.
I've been tempted to do that many times, and I think that I think what I'm doing now is I'm moving forward. I'm building a subterranean area, but I'm going to keep a couple buildings and probably some of that area when I move, and eventually we'll find a house that we like that will have a nice big area, exactly how I want it, and then I'll rip down this entire city and build an entire new city that's nice and advanced to my current skill level as far as being able to design it.
Right.
I like the fact, though, that I'm stuck in this sort of revision because it forces me to continue to improve on it and to improve certain concepts that I would use shortcuts for otherwise. Personally.
That's, like, you talk about revisions. I mean, that's the biggest issue I have right now is, and I told Big B how big my bone pile was, my bone yard, and I have probably less than 5% of my bricks sorted, and so a lot of the things I play with, design, play, do whatever you want to call it, I'm not using very much of my actual Lego, so it makes you kind of...
you know what's in your boneyard, because it's your boneyard, right? I mean, you can look through it and I'll probably see layers of, I remember this shit.
Think about how long he's had that boneyard now, though.
Yeah,
but it's got to
some of it's good stuff. I mean, some of it would be great, but, I'm started to sorting it now because Haley kind of helped me out with a couple things, and I was spending so much time digging through to find one damn part that I knew I had that was buried. It got to be such a hassle. I started sorting, and honestly, I could probably sort for the next 3 months. I could probably get it done. I'd be a lot happier builder and a lot quicker builder because a lot of my stuff I actually temper how much I actually build based on how much brick I can actually find. And if I can't find it quick, I'll think of another area to figure it out. I'll try to figure another fix. So it makes you more creative with less brick. And that's, a lot of the builders, this really bugs the hell out of me. They'll ask you, like, how do you get so much, brick, or, why do you have so much brick? And, you have so much brick because you have it, regardless of whether you use it or not. I'm not a hoarder. I'm a very slow builder and a very bad sorter. So, but the kids who want to, and this is my rant, the kids are always like asking for free Lego. It's like, damn, just use the Lego you have and build something. And then as you get more time,
paper route or something.
Yeah, paper route. Earn it. It's like go out there and actually make some money and buy some brick. And if that's what you're interested in, I have a lot of other interests besides brick. So, and I told Big B, I said, I got one BrickLink order for some pieces for my sig figs because I owe some people some sig figs, I promised. But other than that, my whole goal is to go through all the sets I have and build what I want to build, sort what I want to sort, and maybe sell some stuff. And I sell some stuff on the side to a couple private guys. And
Brick Stacker's already called it. You're going to open up a BrickLink store. Yeah, Stacker's already called it. He said don't do it.
Ask Dan Solo Toys. I was going to open up a BrickLink store last October. I wanted to have it open by October 31st, and because that was my anniversary on Instagram. And I care less. I mean, it's not for me. I mean, Big B, I don't know how much damn time you spend on it, but
you saw my comments earlier this week with the how I was just like, yeah, this guy ordered something used and it was used, and he was pissed because it was used.
Right. That's not me.
He was like, yeah, it was used, and I wanted new, and I can't say to him, then fucking buy new.
Right. And it's Lego. It's like you're gonna cover it up with something probably, and if not, like you said, buy new. I have a hard time in my position in life now that I'm very customer friendly oriented. In my personal life, Jesus, I am hard to get along with. I got a nice wife, and I don't know how the hell she puts up with me. I don't have time for the small talk, and I don't really want it. So, but that's just me being antisocial. It looks like Zany's getting another beer, thank God. So, and for those of you following along in the audience, our next fun word is jackass penguin, just because. So.
Oh yeah, it's just ass. Anything with ass.
Anything with ass, but I'm personally.
9867.
Jackass penguin's my favorite. I personally like ass hat, and that's for either No More Bricks or CKB. So, KFOL Kid, if you're in the audience, thanks for saving my ass last week. So.
KFOL Kid?
KFOL Kid.
KFOL Kid's a real KFOL.
Yeah, I know. But Cool Kid Bricks.
If KFOL Kid, if you're watching, your mom or dad has to be standing directly behind you so that we know it's okay. And
I would kind of, the whole oi thing, is this an Australian thing? And that's me,
Yeah, it's the AP stream, man. It's the AP stream.
It must be, because I spend, and this is me showing my age and dating myself, but Urban Dictionary is my friend because it's amazing how many damn sayings I don't know. You know, just stupid references, and it's amazing what you and being on this forum versus being in the chat. A lot of times people don't get what you're saying in the chat because you're texting it, and
yeah. I get into that trouble a lot.
That's the hardest point. So
I get into that a lot. That's why I try to use the emoticons and these little, big smiley faces in there.
Yeah. You scare me when you use the emoticons, Big B.
Because I have to, man, because I realized what I wrote was just like, oh, that could just be taken total dick move. And it's not intended that way.
Hold on. Let's look at the root cause of this. This is not. It's
because I have emotion. I'm Irish. It's part of me.
That is the problem.
Being Irish is not a problem. It's a gift from God.
No, you being a sissy Irishman is a problem.
Oh, no, because we know what happens when I get my Irish up.
No, we don't, actually, at all.
That stuff happens, and that's why we don't do that anymore. That's why we take that nice little blue pill in the morning.
Okay, man.
I'm just kidding.
Dabbing was. Cool Kid Bricks wants to know what dabbing is. Dabbing...
I had to look that one up on Google.
I will tell you what dabbing is. It's not something that I do.
Dabbing had something to do with bath salts.
No, I'll tell you. No, dabbing has nothing to do with that. I'll tell you what it is, and I don't do this because it's a pain in the ass. It seems like, but you heat up a glass element basically with the torch until it's red.
They call it nail.
Take some THC wax. Which is, THC wax. If you don't know what that is.
The shit that'll blow up your refrigerator if you try to do it.
No.
Yeah, it's the stuff that's got the butane run through it, that the kids don't know how to extract the butane.
Yes.
And they quickly put it in the fridge. Trust me, we got refrigerators blowing up all over my city.
That's because they're idiots. But
yeah, because they all go out and they get stoned and
Okay, the point being, you take the THC wax, you sort of take a glass rod. Normally is the implement, or it could be metal sometimes.
No. They call it a glass nail.
Glass nail. Okay, so you take a nail. Basically, nail would work excellent for this. Actually, you take it, you get a little dab of wax on the end of it, and then in this bong that has a glass element on top that you superheat with the torch.
Torch, which sounds incredibly safe.
Yes, you press it against there, and you suck in that superheated air through the bong, through the water. It's usually a really tiny bong, too. It's not a big bong that makes it nice and soft. It's a tiny little bong, just the bare minimum to cool it down to the point where it won't scorch your lungs. You suck that in, and you're done. It's basically a vape with a very inefficient vape.
It's on an atomic scale, man.
It sounds like Darwinism's getting ready to take those people down. So.
Oh, dude, it is a physically addictive form of weed, and it just is bad for you.
I wouldn't go that far.
It's almost as bad as those dumbasses using bath salts.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I did think that's what he was talking about at first, and I was like, what? That's not a good thing. That's a kid show.
Unless if you've ever actually dabbing is no different than vaporizing any THC wax. So just to be clear here, there's nothing. It completely varies. If you live in Colorado or Washington, where Big B lives, or wherever else, and it's legal there, it's a valid alternative to put into. Don't dab with it though. Use a vape pen. They make vape pens for the waxes now that will just make it easy and not make this into this convoluted process. A dangerous process, too, with the superheating of the glass. And the fuck, people? They have vape pens. They cost like $40. They accept wax.
They're questioning why I know about this. And I'm like, I live in Washington State, man. It's on the
news.
In
Washington, it's legal. Recreational.
Yeah, that's the part. They laugh at the idiots about the refrigerators that blow up.
How do I know about it? I spent the majority of my life in California, and I had a medicinal license after a military injury that left me half crippled. So
that man, get off his case.
Yeah, that's how I know about it.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Be libertarian. Just live and let live. So.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's, you know what, I'm registered as a libertarian here, but libertarians down here in the South, I found mean something completely different.
I really am enjoying having this face and being able to like take this persona to this limit where normally I wouldn't.
You're deeply disturbed if you.
Oh, this is fun. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think you're deeply.
I don't know. I just can't pay attention to you. You know, it's the serious questions that I had. I laugh every time I see the face. So
I can switch it up if you want. I can go to something that's a little bit more agreeable for you.
So, VW. Here we go.
Oh
Ozzy Bricks wants to talk about
yeah,
VW.
let's just go ahead and talk about VW and genuine.
Let's talk about VW because I did not. I will be honest. I never watched last week's show. I did not. However, here is what I've surmised from it: that you guys went on a Nazi car rant. I completely agree with you. VW,
I didn't. I tried to keep the shit on the rails.
No, it's valid. VW definitely.
Big B's talking about speed rails and everything else. I mean.
Yeah, VW benefited from the entire Nazi regime. It basically gave them the injection that they needed to succeed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You did. There's no doubt about that. Now, here's the flip side. I've owned multiple VW TDIs and whatnot in the past, even the bad emission ones where they pollute everything. I liked them. They're nice cars. So fuck you if you don't like VWs because.
Oh no, my bus totally ran like a top, man. It was awesome. Like it.
Yeah, my very first car was
for a VW bus to chirp them in first and second. Like that was awesome. Like balls to the wall, young kid fun being stationed overseas.
Having to park my VW Bug, my very first VW Bug, on a hill just so I could actually start it was the greatest introduction to driving in my life that I could have had. I loved my 76 fire engine.
At least it was lining up to push.
People are
VW Bugs. We used to mud all the time.
Big B, what the fuck are you doing?
Take them in the right stream.
What is that shit?
What is what shit?
I gave up on Big
that
B.
Shit.
Just tune it up.
Musty barmaid.
Hey, they said they were having difficulty and he didn't want to ask serious questions, so I wanted to give him something more pleasant to look at so he could ask a question.
That's an excellent question, Talk. What bathroom does Big B use in North Carolina now? I don't know, because nobody knows what the fuck to use around here, it seems.
What?
Big B's he's gonna get this going on a train wreck here pretty soon.
No, I mean, okay, we'll get through the VW talk and then we'll move on. Like, yeah, it was incredibly efficient. It was a good vehicle, and probably
I'm
won more
fucking
fucking
Nazis. It was a lot more fun
than
last week on the VW talk. So
sadly,
I'm hoping chat's got some good genuine leather jokes or knockoffs or something.
Too soon. It absolutely was too soon, N-Talk. So, now that we're at a quiet here, Big B was afraid of this, that we're 40 minutes into the show and we've wasted all the talk. And now he's turned
we didn't waste it.
to try to spur us into some
motivation. I couldn't do it anymore.
Okay, so you just have a shitty
I figured, Zany, I'll be honest with you, Zany, I was expecting more of a roast from you. You know, as much as shit as I've given you over the last, probably, month or so?
I don't know.
Broke my face. So.
Are you kidding me? You've given me shit? I have not noticed that whatsoever, unfortunately. I wish I would have, but I'll be honest, in the job that I work in on a day-to-day basis, I am the asshole. I am the complete asshole that everyone hates because that's the job I have to play. Naturally, my character is not that way on YouTube. It comes across somewhat, but I don't pick up on that shit at all as far as that. It's just like, whatever. I don't give a shit.
So that's why I put the smiley faces and stuff like that so people know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, they just take it as
But
in Big B, you worry too much.
I know I do, but it's the whole thing of the whole end of the project is my kids. So when it's that close, it already is personal. So
okay, I have a topic.
Yeah, I mean they are going to inherit this earth and rule over you.
Good, good. So new topic. Brick Show. Aussie Bricks wants us to discuss why the Brick Show sucks. I'll tell you my impressions from the Brick Show. I've seen them 2 years at Brick Universe in Raleigh, or have interacted with them in some form. Granted, very small interaction. I did not introduce myself because I don't care that much. I did look through their sets because they sold a lot of retired sets for highly inflated prices over what you could actually find them online. But if it works for them, that's awesome. So I met them a couple times, and they seemed very, I don't know, almost non-passionate. A lack of passion is all that I got from it, and
it's because they're burnt out on it.
Yeah, it seemed burnt out. They visibly seemed burnt out. Now, here's the thing. I mainly interacted with them like a year ago when they seemed that way. A lot of people here on the show, they've been at Philly Brickfest, and they really stepped up at Philly Brickfest, it seemed, and maybe they got a different impression that you want to share, Big B.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the hell you were talking about, man. I was trying to read the comments.
Brick Show.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got a new respect for it when I was there. Sorry. Yeah, I heard the beginning of it, and I zoned out because you were talking about the Brick Show.
So what was it?
Here's my question.
At least they had little kids on stage and stuff, and made kids feel special. So that was good. I mean, I did get a new respect for Jason when I was there, big time, because I mean he seemed like a genuine guy and everything else. Business-wise, I had only dealt with Steven, and that was fine. No qualms there. It's just all the reports. I was basing a lot of my assumptions upon reports that I had gotten from people in our AFOL community that had said, yeah, I went to go to the show in Beep City, and, Steven was just a total schnoz to me, and he didn't seem to care and didn't want to talk, and, it just seemed like they had reached a point where they didn't interact at all anymore from the reports. And maybe it was because Chad said something to him at Philly. Maybe it was because of us, and they saw the outward camaraderie that we had, and it compelled them to be good people because we're good people. I don't know.
You know what? They definitely did try to interact where I've seen them before. They attempted to interact. It was just more along the lines of they had an issue with its passion. I think it's just when you did interact with them and you weren't a little kid.
The one thing that bugs the builders about the Brick Show, the same thing that bugs the sellers about Jang, that they don't mention who they are or where they're from, is completely synonymous between the two channels. Port City had to throw their name in there so that everybody would know who they were when they came to interview them, because they didn't ask them before the interview.
I was not aware.
Oh, yeah. But I'm not like they're going to ever watch this show, but to give them that, if they ever see this, what I'm saying is, ask people who the hell they are before you put them on camera to get your views, because that's the gist of the creator upsettedness that I read or heard about, was told, etc., etc.
That sounds more diva-like, to be honest. To me.
Well, no, but if you're gonna have an interview with, and this is with anybody, if you're gonna have an interview with them, at least tell people who the hell you're interviewing.
Yeah, and you know what? The person you're interviewing can absolutely volunteer that information, just like Fort City Bricks did correctly.
Yeah, and they should have, because it's rude not to.
And you want to promote something, you actually reiterate it. That's part of a thing. Now, granted, I don't know if that's a conscious thing that they do or not, but what I got more so than that was just they lacked any passion towards it.
Yeah. Well, Kelly's always been the one that has been on the other side of the fence. It's always been, and just because she's always said, no, they're really cool and they're awesome. And I actually saw that in Philly. It was cool. Like the point that I'm talking about with, asking who people are. That's just that's the right way to. That's the nice thing to do. You want to do the nice thing. We're good people.
I get that. If naturally they just are uncomfortable interacting with AFOLs, like, I can get that. There are people that it's a lot easier to interact with kids than it is to interact with adults at times when it comes to things like this. So if that's just their comfort zone, that's great. But it doesn't mean that they definitely are excluding a demographic because of it. And that's fine. They could easily exclude that and still be plenty successful.
Yeah, and they could totally make a video after hours of everybody's mock and not have to even have anybody on camera.
Yep. But they did have everyone, and that impressed me a lot, actually.
Yeah, that was good. That's what I mean. I dug it. I got a new impression of them.
Yeah, the fact that they stepped up into that whole live stream thing, and they're not making a lot of money off that shit. We know that much. So they're making their money off of selling product at those shows.
Yeah, and it was cool. When I mean, I didn't the questioning of what is this that you're asking me to do, and Chad's asking me to do, what is it? Wasn't too unagreeable, you know.
So Big B, I got a question for you. Are you gonna start selling sig figs or not?
So you mean people's sig figs?
Yeah. Oh yeah, when are you gonna sell mine? I thought we were gonna have this whole thing that you're gonna start being my.
Oh man, are you guys for real about that?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
for real.
Oh Jesus!
I'm telling you.
No! Hold up, Zany. You even said something like a month back about because there was people that were upset because I was selling one element from their sig fig. They were pissed that I was carrying it in their store.
I don't care, dude. Just sell my
capitalism.
Well, no, yeah, I know, but I mean, I don't like the thing.
Here's the caveat. If you
drop shipping, you
have to erase player one. You have to.
I have actually been considering the drop shipping of sig figs recently with just a link. You know. Just like if you guys, we'll figure something out where you guys can just put a link in your videos, where you actually have to start making videos, Bones. You know, videos.
That's probably my only appearance.
Yeah, well, no. We've got you now. You're already hooked.
Make a video. There's nothing to show. I don't have anything to talk about.
Oh no, you don't have to.
You're just Bricks. Ozzy wants you to sell the sig fig too. Here's your thing.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Here's what you gotta do, Big B. You got to, at the very least, be a clearinghouse.
Yeah, I'm not the evil person you think I am.
It's not evil. It's making money. That's the whole
I know, but
you want to do it for your kids.
So
make some money.
Wrong.
It is not wrong. This is
a
viable business solution.
Just be a clearinghouse.
You could deal with sig figs and make money.
Yeah, I'll tell you this much. Anybody out there who hasn't traded sig figs with me, if you have traded sig figs with me and I've sent it within a 3-week period after you've traded, you are lucky. Normally, you go to the post office once a month, if that.
Actually, Zany, you know what we can do? There is an easy way to do it with you. You can just advertise that people can play Build-A-Fig in my store for your sig fig, because I think I've got enough of the player one guys to last.
You have to erase the player one though.
No. I'll give them like a little eraser with it.
Okay, you can.
I'll give them one of the erasers.
Do you have the broken bottles? No.
Just tell them to turn the torso around.
Yeah, and then pull the arms out, and people are already bitching and moaning because they got to put mine together. Like it's not fucking.
You have the broken bottle.
No.
That's the thing. I can do like an exclusive green, trans green broken bottle that only comes from your store.
I was just gonna throw broken glass in there for the kids.
So that's a yes. You're gonna do sig figs, aren't you?
Yes.
Look. Okay, here's the thing. When this gets real, I will do all of that stuff for all of you guys, but it's not real yet. I'm working on a 240 square foot room, you know, pushing.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. N-Talk's gonna take all your business.
Who will? Who?
N-Talk. N-Talk's gonna do it. N-Talk is going to go ahead and kick your ass in this
spirit particles
and into BrickLink in general.
Yeah. All right. N-Talk, you got this. You got this.
Take the initiative.
Yep. And I'm going to dominate it.
So, hey, Big B, when are you going to start building? Because I thought, you know, when Zany had his billboard challenge, I thought you were going to build something. Thought you were going to try to take a piece of the pie.
Nah, it's not fair. I let the kids get the pie.
Why not?
Because the kids got to get the pie.
You tell me you're going to make. You tell me you're a creator too, but I see a lot of selling and no building. So.
Yeah, I'll take some pictures of the stuff I do with my kids.
So I understand why you build with your kids that way. Do you ever just, you know, get down there and just kind of build something for yourself?
Yeah, and I take a picture of it and put it on Instagram, and it gets like 15 likes. So.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I did the little thing with the flowers and shit for my daughter. I did that up and.
No, you don't build anything of substance and put it on Instagram. That's bullshit.
I don't do a lot
but who cares
of things
if you
like
get one
you do
like
now.
or none? It's out there for yourself.
I don't like putting myself out there either. I get a little weirded out by it. People judging me for my artistic bit.
Who cares?
Looky there, you're a Judgy McJudgerson yourself, so...
It's Judgy McJudge-a-lot.
See, this is what I don't get, Zany. He's worried about people judging him, but he's wearing an ogre mask that's digitally enhanced.
I know, what the
entire hour of this show.
You're sitting here on the stream coming across as a complete buffoon with your little 3D avatar replacement project that you're running. But at the same time, you're worried about people judging you. It's contradictory things.
They're different.
No, they really aren't. You might see them differently.
I do. That's why it's important. I see it differently.
Yeah, Brick Dudes likes your new alter ego there, Big B. That shows you how great it is.
You know, I'll tell you what though. You know, as far as like you talk about Brick Dudes and some of the people in the community, you know, there's a ton of people, and they are looking for a host for next week. So I won't throw anybody under the bus, but if I had to pick somebody, I would pick PCB. And I could think of about 1,000 different ways of saying PCB because, you know, Port City Bricks is fun, but I have a lot of fun making different names for them, you know, Panera Coffee and Bagels or Panama City Blocks. But I'll tell you what, that's the person I would like to see, you know, out of all the builders that are out there, and there's a ton of them. As far as animation goes, Cool Kid Bricks is awesome. You guys really should have asked him some serious questions about his animation. That first 20 seconds of his videos is just, they're rock solid. I mean, it's just great animation. But, you know, Port City Bricks, Jeremy and Andrea, they do some awesome builds, and I don't think they get the I don't understand how a lot of their pictures, you know, have 100 likes. I mean, it amazes me that about Instagram, you know, I'll put something crap out there, it'll get 400 likes, and I'm just like, what the hell? And they'll put something out that's just totally incredibly awesome, and then they don't get anything. You know, it's a lot of different ways. So
I'll tell you what it is, and I don't mean this in any bad way at all, because I like their stuff. I love their stuff. They create a lot of cool stuff. They really are trying to, it seems, at least the impression I get, and I could be completely wrong, it seems they're trying to cater to a very family-friendly crowd in all of their interactions. I mean, there's the one-offs on like live streams late at night that the exception, but they're really trying to. And you know what? If that's what they want to do, more power to them. However, realizing that if that's what they're naturally inclined to do, great, that's awesome. But if they have inclinations otherwise, it's inhibiting them because it's really limiting their exposure. By doing that, they're not realizing, I think, or they probably realize it, to be honest. I'm saying a lot of people in their situations, they don't realize that when you take on that persona of the Jang-like personas and you're not just yourself at times, it hinders you because people see that, and they sort of, even if you'll have people that really support you, and you'll get a small gathering of people that you sort of built up their trust in you'll get those people to support you unconditionally, and it's awesome, and a lot of people are completely happy with that. If you want to grow further, though, and you want to appeal to a wider audience, it really pigeonholes you by doing that. And unless if you're instantly competing for top dog in these weird social rankings like Jang. Like I would say that's the same class of builder that Jang's in. He likes to create very specific content. It's family friendly, and he even says so in all his videos and descriptions, just like Port City does. And that's great. But
he's awesome. Not a great creator.
No, he's not he's a horrible creator, to be honest.
He's from what I've seen. Best.
I'm not going to say horrible. Mediocre is a good way of putting it.
I mean, he is what he is. I mean, he doesn't do bad, but he has no originality at it. I mean,
but he has the market share, and that's awesome. And
he started first, and that's why he has the market share.
Yeah, and he started first. And so when you want to go into that direct thing and you're looking to actually grow a channel and go that direction and sort of limit yourself, or maybe you're just limiting yourself because those are your personal morals and that's what you want to do, and that's awesome too. If you, just realize you're effectively limiting yourself like you would if you were trying to launch a commercial venture against this sort of channel. If you're just yourself, you're going to get all these niche people that are just idiots that think like you because you're a fucking idiot at times. And I know, like with me, I have a lot of fucking idiots as subscribers and followers on Instagram. There's like 12,500 on Instagram. There are a lot of fucking idiots. I'm a fucking idiot at times. It's that same sort of mentality that clicks, and that's why people follow it. It's not because I'm a great builder. At times I have moments of inspiration that I do some cool stuff that I can see that's cool stuff. The majority of the times I just do really basic builds. It's just I got a lot of brick and I'm good at like finding parts and stuff.
That's mine. I'm a decent builder at best right now just because I don't really put the time into it. I mean, a lot of my buildings and stuff, it takes me more than an hour. I get kind of bored with it. That's why I haven't finished the monorail yet. I got bored with it, and I'll finish it eventually. I got the power functions, bought the things for it, and I like that aspect of it, but I get bored with it, and then I just move on. I move on to something that's quicker, and I'll do something stupid like Who's Your Bricker. And
yeah, and that's awesome. See, here's the thing. You've seen that too. Your Who's Your Bricker will get a lot more likes and everything on Instagram than the other stuff will get because it's unique and it's you. That is your little thing, your little vignettes. Your vignettes are awesome, and that's like what people follow you for. Is to see all that stuff. The other stuff is auxiliary. When I post photos of, I don't know why people follow me, to be honest, but for some reason, I know when I post some sequences of things, people get annoyed with it and will unfollow me, and that's fine because usually they always refollow me within a month. So I have this little like.
How do you even know if they unfollow you?
I do, actually, because I signed up for a website that has a plus-minus counter. I get, like, probably a 50%. I don't know what the proper way of saying it.
But you do care about those things, then.
No.
I don't think Zany cares. I think he's just curious.
I don't
really care
behavior because of it. However, I do find it interesting just because it's like, what are people doing? And it's constant behavior. I don't change my behavior because of it, but I notice that when I post a lot of photos in sequence, like 50 people will unsub and 100 people will follow. So it's like you have this 2-to-1. It's always a 2-to-1 ratio, and I'm a statistics guy, just like you are. You're a data integration guy. You know that sort of stuff. It's statistics. I like to look at that stuff. I like to look at the metrics. I'm more just for curiosity, not to change my behavior. The reason I create videos and I post stuff on Instagram is because I like to play with Lego. That's all it is. It's not because I'm trying to make anything out of it. Talk, fucker.
Can I just call him, what's the big green guy, Shrek? So Shrek, what do you have planned for, later, as far as your store? You're 900-something thousand. You got 240 square feet, which is just astronomically small.
Oh, it's
astronomical. Are you going bigger? Are you getting off-site? Are you going to build a barn? What are you going to do?
We're going to move.
You can't statistically ramp it up anymore. I can't imagine you can ramp it up anymore and still be efficient.
Gravity has these laws that I can't mount them to the ceiling. Because if I could, I would. we're moving at some point. Right now, there's the bum rush is going on because we're moving, and the less we have, the less we have to move. So there's not a lot of new stuff coming in. It's just, as a bot likes to make fun of me, stuff coming out from underneath the table. You know, just finished up the 53 brick boxes from Black Friday. I mean, that's old.
And you got child labor in there. I applaud you on that. Child labor, great, Big B.
He quit. He quit.
And that's the great part, that he could quit.
It is. It is. And I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
He wanted to do it. I wasn't going to say no to him, so I let him give it a try. He did it for 2 sets, and then he didn't enjoy it as much, and he said he didn't want to do it anymore, so he doesn't have to do it anymore. But he tried, and if he wants to do it again, he can come back.
Do you pay him appropriately, though?
Yeah, he got paid appropriately in Lego.
Oh, yeah, that's not paying him, dude.
He's 5.
You have a business you're running here.
He doesn't have a concept. He does not have a concept of money, and he already gets a 1-year annual salary of $1,000.
Well, here's the thing. If he has a concept of money and he gets that money, or he doesn't have a concept of money and he gets that annual salary, why do you not work to use things like this to educate him of that concept, so that from an early age, rather than adopting these principles of...
I don't think a 5-year-old is going to grasp the rule of 72 in finance and understand why investing at at 3 years of age into his education and retirement accounts are going to make the difference that they do.
I already started writing music for my child.
By the time he's 40.
Yep. Some people plan ahead in some ways. Some people plan ahead in others, and you're allowed to have models working in your videos and stuff when you're advertising for a business, and paying of less than a certain amount, and filing for it, which is important, allows you to do things like invest in a retirement account because you're actually an employee of someplace. And if you just happen to be doing that in entertainment, which is legit at the age of 3, 4, and 5,
you realize you can't actually open a retirement account, a standard IRA at that age, right?
Unless you are...
No, I mean just period at that age. Yeah, standard.
It's a junior retirement Roth or some whatever they're calling it. It's some entertainment thing.
Yeah, exactly, but that's not you.
So they can't steal all the money from the kids.
Yeah, okay, so we've sat here for an hour and bullshitted about nothing, and fuck you all. Big B, start hovering your finger over that button and turn this shit off as soon as you can, please. Thank you very much. Bye.
Go off the camera.
Adios.